Hello and welcome to the... Oh, I need to mute myself. There we go. I had double audio for a second. Welcome to the QRLS Week in Review. The... that was the old name, but it's actually the QuickSilver Quick Chat Week 3 now. I'm your host, Joe Papa. And yeah, we can get into the games here. Week 2. We got a lot of teams now in Season X. And so, Week 2. Hammerheads played the Bleacher Boys. Hammerheads came out of there with 5 points. They did get a overtime point there. So that's pretty good. Bleacher Boys still looking pretty good in their division. They got 2 points. So not the best showing from them, but they did pretty good in their earlier weeks. So they're still looking good overall. Clarity United swept Speed Demons. So Speed Demons not looking too great so far this season. And Clarity United is just looking fantastic, and they really continued their momentum into this week as well, as you can see with the 6-0 there. Astro and Elite Inc. It was a good matchup overall. Overall, two pretty middle of the road kind of teams so far, in their divisions, and yeah, it was a good, close, evenly matched series, I'd say. Ended up going 2-4 in the favor of Elite Inc. So, pretty good showing for them. The next we got Kings versus Three Rocketeers. Three Rocketeers did take that 4-2. So Kings were able to get 2 points there. And yeah, Three Rocketeers doing pretty good, 4 points. Puts them in a pretty good spot overall in the standings. Arctic Assassins 6-2 Vibe Clan. So Vibe Clan actually got 2 overtime points. Kind of crazy. So that's just showing how the overtime rule really helping some teams here. You know, Hammerhead's got 1 extra point from it. Vibe Clan gets 2 extra points. Very good for them. But Arctic Assassins still 6 points from the sweep. Really great showing for them. They've just been doing great every week so far. I don't think they've dropped the series yet. And yeah, got the sweep this week. Then yeah, Cyclones versus Sappers. I believe the game of the week. And it's going to go the way of the Sappers. 1-4. And so the score was 2-5. Sappers did get an overtime point in game 3. But game 3 did go the way of the Cyclones. They had 2 points. But unfortunately, the replay of game 3 was lost. No one saved it, and so each team was deducted a point for that missing game 3. Not a big deal. It does happen, but a little bit unfortunate for those teams there. Next, we got Mustangs versus Spectres. Mustangs, I believe this is their first win of the season, and yeah, they do pick up 4 points, so that kind of brings them back in their division. Pretty good for them. Spectre is still getting 2 points, so not a bad showing from them either. After that, we have the Armada versus Rangers game, and now Armada here did fantastic. They got 6 points. Rangers comes out with nothing. Just a clean 3-0 for Armada. I did see that game. And yeah, Armada was looking great. And they're going to follow this up next week. They play the Hammerheads, my team. And that's going to be next week's game of the week. And that's actually going to happen tomorrow. Tomorrow we've got Hammerheads Armada, game of the week. And either before or directly before or after that, there's going to be... Who's playing? Let me check again. Cyclones is playing somebody. Let's see. 3 Rocketeers versus Cyclones. So that's going to be another great matchup for sure. Should be fun. But yeah, so make sure to pull up tomorrow for those great matchups. But yeah, Armada 3-0. Fantastic performance for them. Really just cements them as another top team in the QRLS. After that. But moving on, we can look at the rankings in each individual division. Calculated division stays around the same as it was. We basically see Arctic Assassins, Hammerheads, and 3 Rocketeers are all very close. They're all neck and neck. Last week, they were all only 1 point away from each other. Same standings, though. Now they're 2 points away from each other. So, pretty much the same standings. Just the gap's getting a little bit wider for those teams. And a lot wider between 3 Rocketeers and Speed Demons, as they did get swept by Clarity this week. So, they're not looking too good. Actually tied for the bottom of the league with the Kings over in Savage Division, which, I mean, getting into the Savage Division, we've got Clarity United at the top, of course, with 18 points, top of the entire league, in fact, by 4 points as well. We've got a few teams tied for 14. But yeah, Clarity United looking fantastic, and they've just been on a roll. They've swept every game, so really good for them. After that, though, we've got Bleacher Boys, 8 points. They're looking pretty good, kind of solid around the middle, just on the cusp of making playoffs if this was the end of the season. So they're looking pretty good. Vibe Clan at 6, not bad, and then Kings 4. But then in Epic, we've got Sappers at the top at 14, looking great, one of the top teams, and yeah, they're looking great. They were there last week, so not a shift, but just widening that gap for sure, as Rangers fall down, since they did get swept by Armada, so they're still just sitting at 8 points. So that gap between them and the Sappers was a lot wider last week, and now not so much. Elite Inc. at 8 now, so they're actually tied for second with the Rangers. So Elite Inc. kind of moving up the division. They're challenging Rangers for that second spot in that Epic division. And then Spectre sitting at 6, just kind of around where they were, moving up a little bit, not too far behind Rangers and Elite Inc. So pretty competitive division there, besides the Sappers being pretty far ahead. But the other 3 teams are all very close. In the 6th division, we got Armada at 14, looking great after that sweep this week, followed by Cyclones at 11. Cyclones was top last week, and Armada was second, so they switched now. So that's great if you're an Armada fan. They move there. Cyclones falling, but still a top team. They would make playoffs at this point if this was the end of the season. So yeah, Cyclones still got to be feeling good, and they're only 3 points behind. And then they're both those teams pretty far ahead of Astra and Mustangs, which are both sitting at 6 points. So Mustangs moving up. They only had 2 points. They were bottom of the league before, and they no longer are after they did beat the Spectres this week. So pretty good for the Mustangs there. They do move up to 6 points. They're kind of slowly coming back, and that's pretty good for them. But that's kind of it for the league rankings. Getting into the players of the week. For the calculated division, we have Norm. He had 5 goals, 4 assists, and 3 saves. Norm he plays for the Arctic Assassins, of course. And this is actually the second week in a row now where Arctic Assassins have taken this player of the week. Sniper had it for calculated division last week. So Norm really just showing out. And yeah, that team is very strong, very strong. In Savage Division, Alex taking it, 9 goals, 2 assists, 8 saves. Just ton of goals and saves. Pretty crazy. Alex, obviously well known, very great player in the league. And yeah, he put up those stats. They got the sweep, of course, against the Speed Demons, so that's why he is the player of the week for the Savage Division for week 3. Epic Division, we've got Mel and the Sappers. Sappers top of their division as well. Mel did get MVP 2 out of the 3 games, I believe. 2 goals, 2 assists, 6 saves. And yeah, that Sappers team is just looking really great. We were able to take down the Cyclones this week, another top team, so that is definitely one of the teams I'm looking out for, and would be the most afraid to play against, I think. And then Sick Division, we've got Bolt End with 3 goals, 4 assists, and 5 saves. And Bolt End plays for Armada. So Armada, another team that got a sweep this week. And Bolt End did get 2 MVPs again, I believe. And yeah, he was playing great. Just a great all-arounder, good at everything kind of player. And just very consistent. So he was just really good for his team that series, I think. And that is why he's the player of the week for the Sick Division. Getting into some league news, we've got a good bit of news this week. A lot of stuff going on in the transaction history, if you may have been seeing. The 3 Rocketeers signed Cryptero from free agency and dropped JJ Cool to 2-day waivers. So Cryptero, pretty well known, very great player. Yeah, he's just great. Very mechanical player. Really can dominate whenever he's on the field. So Cryptero going to be on the 3 Rocketeers. Probably could be used as a sub for Slurpy Snail, I believe. And yeah, that's a pretty scary team. They've been doing pretty good already. Are definitely one of the top teams. So Cryptero being added to that roster, definitely something to watch out for. Sky Devil officially unretires. So he's back on the Speed Demons. They picked up his retirement rights. So yeah, that may be what the Speed Demons need to turn their season around. You know, currently not doing so great this season, but that Sky Devil's return totally could be the key to their team there. And that explains also, we saw them drop Masamune last week, so I guess this is why he's replacing him, I suppose. So that explains that as well. After that, pretty crazy one here. Kings drop Zirek junior season and BHF to 2-day waivers. So the Kings dropping all 3 of their players. Big move. Kind of makes sense because I mean the Kings they only have 4 points. They're tied for last in the standings right now. So I mean, you kind of got to do something, right? Switch it up if it's not working. So yeah, you know, I think it makes sense. The Cyclones win the waiver claim for Zirek, so that's pretty big. Zirek, we've seen him. He was on the Bleacher Boys week 1. Then he was on the Kings. Now he's going to be on the Cyclones, so I'm excited to see how that goes. Cyclones, again, another top team. So I think Zirek does probably belong on a top team. And he's gonna. I think he's gonna do great. I'm excited to see what he does on that team. And yeah, I was been wondering who Volteric would end up picking as the 4th man for Cyclones, and I guess we have found him. It's Zirek. This is a hype one now. We get to see the new Kings roster. Kings, they sign JJ Cool, former 3 Rocketeers player. Kiev Gaming from free agency, and Averded from free agency as well. Averded is a very high point player, so I'm assuming they're probably a very mechanical GC kind of player. Definitely going to be someone to look out for on the field. JJ Cool is that as well. And I don't really know much for Kiev Gaming, but I have been seeing them play in like 6-mans and Vibe Couch a lot, so seems that they're getting a lot of games in, and I mean that is how you improve, and so I'm excited to see what Kiev Gaming does in the Kings. I think it'll be fun to see this whole squad. I'm excited to see. I'm a big Kings fan, so I want to see how these guys do and if they can make the comeback, turn the season around a bit. Should be fun. And then last bit of the league news, we've got some news for the Rangers here. The Rangers signed BHF, the former Kings player, from free agency, dropping Big Bad Bullman to 2-day waivers. So any captains watching, Big Bad Bullman is out there now if you want to pick him up. I think he's a very solid player, so definitely would be a good decision. But yeah, BHF on the Rangers now. I believe he was on the Rangers before as well, like week 1 or maybe the preseason tournament, something like that. So he's going back there. And yeah, I'm excited to see what he does there. I think he was a really solid player. I always thought he was. He seemed to do a lot of work in the games I saw him play with the Kings. So I'm excited to see what he does with the Rangers. And I don't think this is a bad idea since the Rangers did get swept by Armada this week. So switch up the team a little bit, see if BHF can prevent any, more sweeps from happening to this team. With that being said, though, we can get into the interview shortly. I'm going to put us on the starting soon screen here, and I'll get these interviews ready, and then we'll get into those. So I'll be back shortly. Hello, we are back, and I'm joined here by a special guest, JJ Cool, new player for the Kings. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. And you?
I'm doing great. I've really been enjoying this, going over the teams and all that. It was an eventful week in the QRLS for sure. So you're on the Kings now, so we can get right into questions here. After being dropped from the Three Rocketeers earlier this week, is there anything you're planning to prove now that you're with the Kings?
Yeah, I think um like when I was dropped, I was kind of not playing like pretty well. I don't think I was playing at my peak, and I think I'm like ready to put like more works in, especially because the Kings are like in a bad position right now to like bring them back up.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I'm like. Yeah, I think that's what we're working on with the whole team, and I think that we can make it.
yeah. Well, I mean, you mentioned you've been working on stuff with your team, which kind of leads directly into my next question. Have you played much with your new teammates? And that can mean have you played much with them before, and like have you been playing with them the last like week? Uh,
Yeah, I think
how have you been
like
doing?
I've played with some of them like in the community before, right? But yeah, we've been like setting up scrim and getting ready for our next match. So I think like we're gonna be ready like next time we're on the field.
Great. I love to hear that. I'm a big Kings fan, so I'm definitely rooting for you guys to turn the season around. So how are you feeling with your chemistry now with your new teammates?
Yeah, I used to play a lot in the community with the captain. So now that like we got the new teammate that I'm getting used to because my two other teammate like didn't know them pretty it's kind of like our first time trying it out. Like we're getting like used to each other's style, right? Like we're working it out like every day. But I think like the chemistry there is there. I think it's working.
Nice, nice. I love to hear that. Great. So yeah, the Kings are currently tied for the lowest amount of points in the league with the Speed Demons. Do you think this new Kings roster now, with you included, can make the comeback to playoffs this season?
I think anything can happen, but like we're just gonna try to take like the games game by game, like taking our time, right? Not trying to like be thinking too big, but we're gonna take like one game at a time. I think anything can happen for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the way to do it. And I mean, it is still where there's 7 weeks to go, so we're like barely even a third
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
way in. So I think you guys got a good shot. Excited to see how you guys do in the next week, as that'll kind of set the momentum. Um,
Yes.
Last question though. Is there anything else, just anything in general you want to say to the QRLS community?
I think the QRLS community is a pretty good community. I've been supporting us players. I think we've been through a lot, like especially since I'm here for like 2 seasons since I've joined the community. I appreciate like all the support, and I think we can make a lot of changes this season like together.
Yeah, yeah. I always love seeing how the league grows and changes. I think we've already been doing some fun changes too. We got like player cams now. I don't know if you saw that, but I've been really enjoying those, and even like this show, kind of, and just it's fun. It is fun to see the league grows. It's definitely gotten better and better over the
Yeah, for sure.
seasons.
Yeah, for
Uh,
sure.
but yeah, thank you for joining me. I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys do this season. Definitely rooting for
Yeah,
you.
yeah, no problem, man. Take care.
Yeah. All right. See you later. Thank you for coming. All right. That was JJ Cool. Love that guy. Definitely excited to see how his match goes. I don't think it's scheduled yet, but just be on the lookout. I mean, probably be scheduled in the next couple days. And we'll see how that game goes. That's definitely one to watch for. I'm gonna throw us back over the starting soon screen just for a couple minutes here as I get our next guest in. Um, and so yeah, I'll see you guys in a second. All right. I am back, and I am joined by two Clarity United players this time. Double interview with the captain of Clarity United, Panda, and player Golden Pickle. How's it going, guys?
Ah, going pretty good, man. How about yourself?
It's going great. I've been really enjoying this. So yeah, I mean, so you guys have been having a great season so far. Top of the league. So what has been your key to success so far this season?
You know what? I think I can speak for the player piece, but I think the biggest part for what we're doing right now is we're just all compatible with each other. We've been playing together for a long time. It makes good teamwork, good team chemistry, and I think the thing that we try to do the most when we go into our matches is just try to have a good time. I think even when we're down, if somebody takes a lead on us, we don't really ever consider ourselves out of it. I've seen it like in situations where we've been down 3 goals and we've come back. I just I don't ever think we're out.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, you mentioned your team's chemistry, which kind of flows right into my next question. How would you describe your team's chemistry? Because you guys are all like veteran players, all four of you of the league. Um, so I'd imagine you guys probably have pretty good chemistry together and have played a lot. Uh, so how does that go for you guys?
Yeah, I think that as far as it is we all understand that it's a team game, and we know too that we have different play styles, so we can interchange people if we need to. If a game might better suit for Panda, we haven't run into it yet, where we've needed to at this point. And I know Panda's been a real good bench warmer for us, which is nice. But I think that the best part is like, as far as it goes, we just try to stay lighthearted with it, try to keep on pace, and just know that um, we're putting in the time on the game outside of the matches, and just trying to do our best to come into them ready and prepared for any team we play, and we just try to keep, like I said, that lighthearted tendency to it.
Nice. I love that. Uh, and yeah, so you guys are both veterans of the league, of course. You've been through QRLS for a while. Do you think this team you guys have gathered now this season can propose a new opportunity to advance your guys' legacies?
Ooh, I might let Panda answer on that one first.
Yeah, I would say, you know, this team, we had this team 2 seasons ago. It didn't, I mean, it worked out well, but we didn't get to where we wanted. We made some changes last season, tried some stuff. It worked good. We made playoffs, and obviously we made it to the end there, but we ended up losing. I think getting that close gave more drive to our guys, and so we picked up Alex, and Alex he wants to go out and win really bad, and Pickle now has the drive coming up one position short, so everybody's been pushing a lot harder this season to be playing every night, to be practicing. When we started getting the team back together, we ended up finding out that Blubbernut's rating was able to fit, and I played with Blubbernut season 1, so we've played a lot together, and he kind of talked about wanting to maybe play with us again. So we picked him up, and I was like, we got a team of veterans. We've all played a ton together. We probably play 4 to 5 nights a week together. So we're trying to keep that chemistry playing. And we're trying to switch our teams around when we do our scrims and stuff to see what team works the best. And we found different play styles work against different teams a little bit better. So we're adjusting on that. And but I think it's just mostly drive. Like I said, we were so close last season, and I think that puts it on everybody wanting it a little bit more this season.
Yeah, it's tough, man. You come into a situation where you have a good team the season before, you make it to the finals, and then you lose. And this isn't the first time I've lost in the finals. I mean, I lost in the finals of the preseason tournament last season. I lost in the finals in season 5 with the Speed Demons. I made it to the playoffs and made it to round 2, season 6, I think, or 7, one of the two, whenever I was captain of Bleacher Boys. And it's like, I've had all these opportunities. I've been so close, gnawing at the bit. And like Panda said, I think the drive is just way more there. And with Alex coming back to the team, his big concern was he just wants to make sure that everybody's practicing, playing, keeping up on it. We're not just showing up for match day and just playing that day, because at the end of the day, we all have the same mindset. It's win or go home, right? And as far as it goes, we've had a really good opportunity through the first 3 weeks. We're 9-0. We're looking to continue that streak if we can, but at the end of the day, it's not about staying undefeated. It's about what's waiting at the end of the tunnel, right? And we want to get to that end of the tunnel, and we want to beat anybody that stands before us, regardless who they are. And that's what we're working towards.
Yeah. I mean, that's great. Yeah, I mean, you can clearly see the work. It's clearly paying off for you guys. Top team in the QRLS right now. And it's really showing no sign of stopping. But if it was to stop, this kind of brings me into the next question. Is there any opposing team that you're keeping an eye on? Any team that, if there was to be a team to beat you, who do you think it'd be?
Oh, to be honest, and I don't want to sound too overconfident, but I've looked over the schedule quite a few times. As far as our own division goes, I think we have that. I know Bleacher Boys think they could have put up a better stance against us if Long Neck was there to play. He already told me that he wasn't going to lose another series until he played us again, and that fell through. So I don't know how much I can take his competitive value for worth. I think that Bleacher Boys are on our radar for one as a divisional opponent. I think we have the rest of the division pretty locked in, which is nice. But I think that the team that we're going to be looking towards having the best chance to end our streak is actually this week against Elite Inc. We played against them in the finals. They were able to take 2 games off of us. We ended up beating them in the end 4-2 of the preseason tournament. So I think that if there's any team on our schedule for the remaining 7 weeks, it's going to be them. They're definitely the hard point in the list. But the one team that I would say has my best attention, and that I am looking forward to potentially playing in the finals if we make it that far, would be the Sappers. They have probably one of the second best rosters in the league, right next to us, and we've scrimmed against them a couple of times. They're a really hard-pressed team. We don't play them during the regular season, so that's going to be really tough when we have to go against them in a 7-game series. We won't really know what it's like to play against them. And they're on the opposite side of the conferences. So, I mean, if as far as it goes, that's the track it's going to go to if it goes that far. And, I'm just hoping it does.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a great answer. I personally think you guys or the Sappers would be the two for me to play that I'd be the most worried about. So I completely agree. Sappers have been looking fantastic out there as well. Top of their division as well, of course. Yeah, they're definitely a really strong team.
Crocs put together a great team with that one. I gotta say, and I think that's when we talk about like diamond in the rough players that um, I think have both the skill set and the mindset to compete in this league, because we've seen tons of players that are great mechanically, they have great speed, but at the same time too, the mentality or the mindset and the mental of players sometimes destroys teams, and you see great rosters fall apart as the season goes on. We've already seen it happen this season already. It's always right around week 3 we start seeing ship sink, so to speak. And I think right now it's just about staying motivated. It's 1 week at a time, 1 game at a time, and just making sure that we never take an opponent for granted, or we don't look at anybody and say that's an easy win, because anybody could take a game, anybody could take a series. It just takes a couple awkward bounces.
Yeah, I mean, that is very true. And I'm gonna give you a kind of impromptu question here, though, just because I see this in the chat. Alec Big is saying 3 Rocketeers in the finals, baby. 3 Rocketeers slept on. And now we have Batman. It's over.
Listen.
Another one. Me and
I'm
Batman gonna make Panda regret dropping us.
Yo, I'm just gonna say I'm all for the Kiptero love. I'm all for the love of the Batmobile, but at the same time too, like, and I don't ever want to put too much on him, but like he is always one of the top of the stats, top of the leaderboards, top of the season standings, and it's like we do have Alex, and I think the best thing about having Alex is he knows how to transition games in the middle of a game. If something's happening, he's always letting us know what's going on, what we should be changing, how we should be adjusting our play style and our rotation to benefit us to help beat the teams that we're playing against. And I hate to say it, Kip and Alec, but like I think we just know you guys too well. Slurp's in the chat. Shout out to Slurp though. Got to give it to my boy there. Got to shout one out to him. But I think it's going to be a hard ride. I don't know, and this is not coming from a point of overconfidence. It's coming from a point of like the preseason tournament and the engagement of everything that we've been doing so far. I don't know how easy it would be for any other team in the league to actually beat us in a 7-game series. It's going to be tight to the wire, engaging, and just fulfilling to the people that are watching. I just think it's going to be a great show, hands down, no matter who we play. And I'm not saying we're going to win. I'm just saying it's going to be a great event. But it's going to be tough. So hopefully we see them in the playoffs and we get to put it on the name. And I'd love that. But you guys got to get there first. And so do we.
Yeah.
Damn, Slurpee over Alex.
I don't know, man.
Alex.
I think one of the other things that really benefits this team too is the compatibility between Alex and Blub. I mean, Alex has won a championship with Blub, and I think that was season 3. I think he did it. Season 3 I think was you and Jet that he won it with, but he won another one with Blub another season. So I don't know, that team chemistry, man, it's strong and it's hard to break.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, him and Blub are not back together. It would be fun to see him win another championship. Yeah, I mean, I'm rooting for you guys.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, we can. My last question for you guys here. Is there anything you want to say to the QRLS community?
Panda?
Yeah, I mean, I just hopefully everybody keeps tuning in and enjoys the show. Hopefully we get more people interested in joining. We're always trying to ever grow the league. And yeah.
I think from my standpoint, in an admin spot, not even just a player, thanks to the community, thanks to you guys that are doing these streams, putting on these shows. I love that you guys are doing these like weekend review videos. I think it's fantastic. It's great to see that effort put in, and I really appreciate the effort that people are putting in around. And I know we're a community that's here for fun, and we do things a little differently than other leagues, but that doesn't mean that there's not a point of competition. And with that being said, I just want to wish the rest of the league good luck. I think at the end of the day, good luck out there. When we get out on the field, I think it's fun for everybody involved. And, I just enjoy getting to play against friends and, just doing my piece and doing my time. And, and I don't mean that in a point of like being cocky, like good luck trying to beat us, but like good luck trying to beat us, I guess. I don't know. So I'll say it there. But again, thank you to everybody that's just putting in the work and putting in the time and dedicating the moments. It means a lot to the admin team and the staff involved in the league, because we do, like Panda said, want to see this grow and do better. And it's nice when we have people dedicated and devoted.
Yeah, I think this season is shaping up to be the best season yet. I'm really excited to see how it goes. But yeah, thank you for joining me, guys. Excited to see you guys play next week.
Yeah, tune in.
Yeah.
Tune in Thursday at a mystery time. I don't think we figured that out yet, but I think our match is going to be on Thursday. So if you guys want to check out the preseason finals rematch, you'll get to see it here. And like I said, they took 2 games off of us already. And, I just think that if, like I said earlier, if there was any team that could beat us, it might be them. So I don't know. But that doesn't mean, all right, I'm going to say this. That doesn't mean if we lose a week that Clarity's out of the name, okay? That's not happening. That's not how that works. It comes down to the 5-game series, the 7-game series later on in the season. And we'll see how it goes there.
Yeah. I mean, I'll for sure be watching. Yeah. I mean, thank you for joining me. I'll see you guys later.
Have a good night, dude.
Have a good night.
Thank you
You
again.
guys too. See you. All right. Well, love those guys. Pickle and Panda. The Clarity players. I mean, with that being said, that was the last interview of the night. We've got 2 games tomorrow. Looks like we're gonna have a Clarity game on Thursday as well. So we've got just yeah, I mean, a lot of games coming up this week. So be sure to tune in tomorrow. And with that being said, keep it quick.